Good evening. We're here to Stay and Scream. So Jen, tell us about Stay and Scream.
So Stay and Scream is where you can enter the park at 5 p.m. and wait in different areas in Universal to get you into some houses early. It's actually an added ticket you can go. It is $55 that you can add onto your pass. And so our purpose here today is to see if it's worth just doing the Stay and Scream, or should we pay the extra money to do the Express Pass?
So the Express Passes can be anywhere between $150 and what was it, $240?
Yeah, $240 depending on the night.
Yeah, so they get very expensive. Obviously, the weekends are probably going to be more expensive for the Express Passes. So this is the question of how can we do all the houses tonight? I don't know if we're going to do it because it looks like it's going to pour, but we're going to see how many we can get done and kind of give an idea of the value. If you also have a normal park day pass, you can also stay and Scream for free if you have a Halloween Horror Nights ticket at night. So definitely a potential for some value there. But again, the main thing we're going to find out is, should you pay the $55 to get a kind of a leg up? So what time does it normally open?
6:30.
Yeah.
And so we're going to stay in the New York zone, and some of the houses open at 5:15. So technically you can start queuing up the whole hour and a half before everyone else gets into the park. So
yeah.
We're hoping we knock out at least 3 houses, or 4 houses actually, that are in this area.
Yeah, so, well, come along with us and we'll find out together. Let's go adventure. So here's the queue area for Ghostbusters and Insidious. So as you can see, we're not the only people with this idea. So Insidious and Ghostbusters open at 5:15. So this is probably where you want to be for one of these. It's 5:10 now, and we just started moving. So it looks like we're going to come over here and choose our path. Insidious or Ghostbusters? We're going to go Insidious. Heard a lot of good things, so we'll see. So the house isn't open yet, but they're getting us in line. And based on the line, I'm going to guess that it's going to be about a 30 to 45 minute wait. So we'll find out. So far, Stay and Scream has paid off. We knocked out the first house of the night, Insidious. We only took 30 minutes to get in, and usually that's one of the more popular houses. Usually it's 60 minutes to an hour and a half most of the night. So, house review. Let's talk about, we're doing a 1 to 10 scale, and so let's talk about scare value.
I mean, for me, I want to say a 10 because it takes a lot for me to get scared in these houses, and I had so many jump scares. I swear I got scared at least 3-4 times, and they were coming at you from every direction.
Guys,
it was so good.
Yeah, if you like jump scares, jump scare after jump scare after jump scare, and you can't even see some of them coming. I was behind Jen. It was hilarious. They got her good 3 or 4 times. Got me a couple times too, and I wasn't even the one getting them. Scared the shit out of me too. So I'm definitely there with a 10 for Jen. That's one of the most scary houses we've ever been in, I think.
Yeah, it's so fun. It really is. You have to do this house 100%.
Yeah, dark, twisty, jump scares all day. Definitely 10 out of 10 for scare value. So, production value.
I was too scared to look around. I don't know what you're talking about.
So I always enjoy the artistry behind the houses, and it was a very narrow, winding corridor. Not the most impressive set they've ever made, so I'm going to give it like a 6. It was cool. I haven't seen the movie, so I can't say how well it
the
kept to that.
And all that, yeah.
But just a 6. Just nothing spectacular, but it was more set up to allow the scares.
Yeah, and I think that's what we're here for, the scares. So who cares about the production? If you get scared,
I care about the production.
Then it's always a good time no matter what then.
So yeah, definitely I can't miss 10 out of 10 for scares. So we're gonna do Ghostbusters. It currently says 25 on the board behind us. So let's see what we can do. All right, so we've knocked out Insidious and Ghostbusters before the park opened, and now we're going to the Triplets of Terror, which is still 15 minutes. Well, we just got done with Ghostbusters and Triplets of Terror. So let's talk about Ghostbusters first.
So I think the production is definitely on the higher end.
Yeah.
And sadly, we didn't do our research. We haven't seen the movie yet, but it definitely makes me want to see the movie.
Yeah. Production quality, I'm going to give it an 8.
I think, I would say the same thing, an 8. It was really a lot of details. I loved all the little jet puffed guys around everywhere, so I'm sure there's context to that. But
I'm sure there's a lot of little hidden gems to find.
Yeah.
Let's talk about scare level though.
I mean, it's an IP house. I heard that this one is supposed to be more of, not comedy, but it is a funnier house, I guess, where it's not as scary. So, I mean, I'd say 4 personally for me.
Yeah, I'm going to be right there with her on a 4. I mean, I got one good jump scare, and everything else was just kind of mundane. But, production value definitely was high, made up for it. So,
Now let's talk about Triplets of Terror.
So, I mean, I liked it. I don't think the production was as high. Scare-wise, I would say maybe a 6 for me.
Okay.
They got me, I think, once, towards the end there somewhere.
So I enjoyed the production value. I thought it was kind of cool. It's, you know, I don't want to ruin it, but for anybody, but you're kind of going through there and you're going through an established area, so production value is high. I would say probably like a 7. Scares, definitely a 6. A couple good scares, but I like the non-IP houses because you just never know what you're going to get.
I like the original content, or the chance for them to be creative.
Right.
So I like seeing the different stories they can come up with and all the different characters and houses that they have.
Right.
So well done on that part.
All right. So, well, Stay and Scream is officially over. We got 3 out of the 4 houses in that zone, so let's go see what else we can do.
So it's 6:38. We're working our way to the back of the park where some more houses are. Overall crowd level still really low, and we've gotten 3 of the major houses done already. So off to a good start, I'd say. So we'll see how it continues and we can keep the ball rolling. All right, we're in the back. So we got 10 minutes for Eternal Bloodlines or 5 minutes for Goblins Feast. We've already done Eternal Bloodlines, so we're gonna go for Goblins Feast. And it's only supposed to be a 5-minute wait. Here we are at Goblins Feast, almost a walk-on. Goblins Feast was good. Now we're off to Monsters Eternal Bloodlines. 10 minutes. So here we go. As you can see, still true to this word. Almost no lines back here yet.
So it's been about 2 hours since we've been here, so it's about 7:15, and I would say that Stay and Scream is definitely worth it.
Yeah.
I would definitely pay the $55 for this, because right now, with those 2 hours, we already knocked out half of the houses.
Yep, and not only that we knocked out half the houses, we knocked out 2 of the big ones, which is Ghostbusters and Insidious, and usually those lines alone are an hour and a half each. So definitely helps you get a jump on the night. But let's talk about Goblins Feast and Monsters Eternal Bloodlines.
Yeah, so those are the houses we just did recently. I really liked Goblins Feast.
Yes.
I thought the theming was beautiful. It's really good. Like, it took you to like another world. Like, you felt
Yes,
you're in some
absolutely.
mythical realm.
Yeah, it takes you almost to like a magical realm of goblins running
and
a
giants.
chop house, and it was really cool. Like, and that's one of the things I love for production value. Like, it takes you somewhere and you're transported. So that's what I always love about the quality of HHN. So production value, I'm giving it an 8.
I would agree. Like I said, it felt like you were transported, like you were in a whole different world.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Now, as far as scares, not the scariest for me. I'd say about a 5.
I felt like we kept missing a lot of the scares. They were either happening right after us or a few before us. So I would agree, maybe a 6 if we do another run through.
Sure.
But they got me, I think, once.
Yeah. But overall, the production value on that was really. Now let's talk. Now, Monsters Eternal Bloodlines, definitely different from opening night.
Yeah, it definitely. I think last time we were here, I mentioned that it felt empty and they were missing scare actors. So I think that maybe was an opening night issue, because it was definitely better scares.
Yeah, more scare actors too.
Yeah.
So I would say, when I think about it, I mean, production value was still pretty good. You did kind of get transported a little bit, not as much, but I would say a 7. I mean, good overall set design, good, just good quality props. So I would say a 7, and then some of the scares definitely scarier than Goblins Feast. So I'm going to say a 7 for the scares.
I would still say a 6 for me, even though there's one chick in there. I think she's hunting.
Yeah, that's Van Helsing.
Thank you. That, I just like to be scared. I don't know much of the lore, but she got me a few times, and it seems like every room she was like around the corner. I'm like, hey, okay, enough now, lady. But it was still good. So yeah, maybe like a 6-7 range for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely both of them good, solid houses. I think those are going to fly under the radar for most people. So definitely head to the back and knock those out. Good houses. So we've got 5 more to do. I don't know if we're going to make it all the way through the night, because it's been a long day for us so far, but we're going to see how many we can do. For our next stop, we're gonna head over to Slaughter Sinema 2, 35 minutes. So we're almost to Slaughter Sinema. We've got the old school drive-in movie theater playing some classic B.
Sense of self or reality.
The Beast Baby. That's definitely one we need to see, Jen. All right, we just got done with Slaughter Sinema, and I'm going to go in and tell you that's going to be a divisive house on whether you like that or not. Me personally, I gave it a 4 for production value and a 4 for scare level.
I mean, I like the house a little bit more. I thought it was fun going and seeing like the movie posters before you enter the room, and then you see the movie basically, or a quick snippet of it.
Yeah.
I thought it was well done. Was it scary? No, I don't think so. But again, that could be hit or miss on any house.
Yeah, I give it a low production value because it's one little small room after the other. I mean, I do agree with Jen that it's kind of cool. You're walking from one B-rated scary movie to another, one after, and there is one really cool scene in there.
Yes.
But all in all, just the overall level of refinement, I guess, was just lower than average for me.
I don't know. I mean, I had a smile on my face when I was going through it. I just liked every single room. I thought it was creative. I understand now more of like the punk theme because there was a movie that dealt with metal something, but it made sense now. So I feel like things are more connected in the theme overall from like one part of the HHN to other parts.
Yeah. Again, it's not a bad house. It's just, you know, it's on my lower list of all the ones here, but we're gonna keep it going. Well, we're going to call it a night. It's 9 o'clock and we did 6 houses. So the question is going to be, is Stay and Scream worth it? What do you think, Jen?
I mean, I think it is, especially because it's only been, what, 4 hours roughly.
Yeah.
And we got our 6 houses in. And I think that you can definitely fit the rest of them before and the show maybe, if you're lucky, depending on like what night, if it's a weekday or a weekend.
Yeah. I mean,
so for the extra 55, I think it's worth it.
Yeah, it's Friday the 13th, so it's starting to get slam packed. And if you didn't do the Stay and Scream, you're definitely not getting it all done in one day.
No, compared to our last video, we only did what, 3 houses?
Yeah, 3 houses in a couple hours. So,
yeah.
And not to mention, we did 2 of the major attractions here. So yeah, we definitely knocked out a lot of the event. So now the secondary question is the Express Pass worth it?
I think it depends on what you're coming for.
Yeah.
So if you definitely want to do all of the houses and not even have to worry about any waiting, then yeah, it might be worth the money if you can afford it and do that, you know,
yeah, if it's in
more
the budget,
power to you. But if you're just coming and if you have like an annual pass or you plan to attend the event multiple nights, then I think it's worth the Stay and Scream.
Yeah. I'm just overall vibe, right? Like if you do the Express Pass, you can come here at 8 o'clock when it's actually dark and come in and actually experience the event as is, I guess, I would say meant to be.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess the downside would be that if in order to do Stay and Scream, you're coming during the day, so you miss all the vibes and the lighting.
Yeah.
Because then by the time that you're done, like now, 9-ish, it gets a little bit busy and you're ready to go and call it a day.
So I would say if it's in your budget, definitely Express Pass is going to be the way to go. If you want to try to get it all done in one night, definitely Stay and Scream, I think, is worth your attention and, you know, consideration for that. So thanks for joining us. We'll be back again, I assure you.